Hi all, Hipper here. Today we are not looking at a video of mine, but I've had a submission from BlackPriest14, and I'm sure you know this guy from the community from Facebook and Discord. He's very active in there. Yeah, sure, he's got, let's call it a style of his own. But regardless of what you think of that, I think we can all agree that BlackPriest14 is an exceptional destroyer player, especially as a solo destroyer player. He usually plays alone, just like me, and yeah, his results are quite jaw-dropping in most circumstances. So we have actually been talking about divisioning up one day, but unfortunately we figured out that Priest is on PlayStation and I'm on Xbox, and until, well, Wargaming sorts out cross-platform divisions, then, well, it's just not going to happen. It would have been fun though. Priest in a Kleber and probably myself in an agile Wichita. Yeah, that would be good fun. Unfortunately, it's not doable at the moment. So instead, I've got this video here that Priest sent me, and yeah, in this game here, he takes down 8 of the enemy ships in this legendary destroyer here. And that is quite unusual. I've only seen a few games where someone actually manages to take out 8 of the enemy ships by themselves. So Priest has his own YouTube channel as well, and I'll leave the link in the description for this video here. And if you have trouble with destroyers, or you are a new player and you want to get the most out of these small, very powerful ships here, look, I can really recommend visiting his channel and getting a bit of information on how he plays. Like, he has some very useful advice on how to predict battleship movements, and of course positioning, and when to fire torps and when to use guns. It's one of the best informative channels on that subject, in my opinion. And again, I mean, you can think whatever you want about Priest, but he is a very, very good player. So it's definitely worth checking in, especially if you are just getting started with destroyers. Trust me, it will help a lot. So I notice how he's out spotting ships right from the beginning, and firing preemptive torps in all directions to kind of corral the enemies into to like the flank here, where it's easier to wipe them out, basically. And obviously this is a recent game because we have the spotting, what are they called? The spotting things up in the corner there. So it must have been a game from either yesterday or the day before. So you can see he's already spotted 3 ships. And now obviously he's focusing on the enemies over here in the flank, because he's already got them cornered over here. And you can see the cruiser is actually assisting too. He's not running away. He is staying behind the island, so he's not in danger from the battleship, but at the same time he can put fire on the red destroyers. So of course now Priest needs to focus on this Georgia here that's trying to kind of backstab the cruiser there, but it is too late, and the Azure Lane Baltimore cruiser goes down. So I don't have Kleber myself yet. I'm only halfway there researching it, actually, because I'm not really sure it's that much of a ship for me. I mean, I really like the Fantasque, and I play that a lot. But Kleber seems better, yes, but there are other ships I want to research first. So that's why I'm focusing on... I can't even remember what I'm focusing on, but it's not Kleber. We'll get to that one sometime down the line. But most people really love it, and I know that Priest loves it, and I know that Where Are You Aaron loves it, and I haven't really heard of anyone who doesn't like this ship. It seems to be, if not the best destroyer in the game, then at least one of the very best ones. So you can see these red ships over here on the left flank. They really got themselves painted into a corner here. They all like lemming trained around the island, and now they're all caught in the same little tiny bit of water where Priest can pretty much just torp them at will, and they really have no escape because they can't run away, so they'll have to pretty much face him, which of course is quite a nasty prospect when you can't even see where the destroyer is, because obviously Priest is staying out of detection range, especially considering this Odin here has a sonar, so it's a bit of a challenge to torp him, but sooner or later it'll run out. And you can see how Priest is staggering his torp launches, and he gets surprised by the YOLO Emilio here, and let's see how he manages to take that guy out. I have had the Emilio out for a few battles. It's sort of fun, but it's also sort of not fun, I think. I need to play it more to really make up my mind. So there he wasted his torpedoes, and that's pretty much the end for Paolo here, because the guns on that Italian destroyer are just pretty terrible, I think. Yeah. And again, he misses, and that of course means death, at least when you are facing BlackPriest. So that's 3 kills here, and of course I'm sure you've noticed this is not a domination map, it's a capture the base map. So that means there's really no pressure on BlackPriest to do any capping here. As long as the blue base is safe, he can pretty much do whatever he likes to do. And it does mean that the XP from this game here will be lower than a domination game, because I mean Priest does really good in this game here. See how he first takes the Alaska on, and then he realizes that he has to wait too long for that torpedo there to reload, so he just turns all the way around and uses the one on the other side of the ship, which is a good little quirky thing about the French DDs. So to get back to the XP I was talking before, I think Priest ends up finishing this game with about 2800 XP, which is actually quite low for what he does in this game, I think. But then I realized, oh, it's a capture the base map, and I mean, destroyers tend to cash in a lot more XP on domination maps because they're able to cap more. Like solo capping gives you about as much XP as solo killing a ship, so it's definitely worth it. And if you get to solo cap all 3 caps, and you get a Kraken, or like in this case here 8 kills, you will get to around 4,000 XP. And had this game here been a domination map, and had Priest been able to cap 1 or 2 caps, I think he might have closed in on almost 5,000 XP. So anyway, now there's a push for Priest's base. You can see that Georgia here is trying to get down there. He knows that there's only about 6 minutes left, so it's about time to actually move and do something. And the Odin is coming from the flank, and of course, as you can see, Priest has positioned himself right in between those battleships, so he's able to fire torps at both of them and still stay concealed, which is like a key positioning piece here. And these are the things that Priest will take you through if you go to his channel and watch some of his tutorials on destroyers. Like I said before, it really is very, very helpful. And of course, don't just watch Priest's channel, watch pretty much every destroyer channel you can find, or it doesn't have to be a destroyer channel, but a warship channel, and like get some advice from all the players who have been playing this game for a while and have a bunch of good destroyers and who have a lot of experience, if you intend to well, dip your feet into the destroyer part of this game, because it is very different if you are used to playing battleships or cruisers or carriers for that matter. So yeah, just a piece of advice there. That's what I would do. So this here is perfect timing. See how he hugs the island, fires torps just as he rounds it, and then the Odin is blissfully unaware. He's probably happy right now that for a second he wasn't spotted there, because Priest went behind the island. But of course, yeah, there was only happy for a short while there. So the Odin is gone and the Georgia is gone. So there's 2 ships left up here at the enemy cap. And of course, because Kleber is so fast, you can see now Priest is going nearly 55 knots already. It's not really a problem heading from one side of the map to the other side of the map. And that's something I also value in agile cruisers. The fact that most of my cruisers go 40 knots or just around 40 knots. It just gives you a lot more freedom to navigate the map very, very quickly. So for example, had Priest been in, well, I don't know, one of the Japanese destroyers here, like they barely go 40 knots. And the Germans are even worse. And it would have taken him a lot longer to get up here to the enemy cap, and maybe he would have missed out on a kill or 2. But in Kleber, it's not a problem. He's nearly at 60 knots now, and he is just, well, speeding up here to to get this Georgia here. And obviously, Priest ends up with 8 kills in this game here, so he is going to take out the last 2 ships because he's at 6 kills now. So yeah, Kleber here is a destroyer that pretty much anyone can get if you just have enough spare time, because it is a legendary destroyer and it's available in the bureau. So all you have to do is start the research and pretty much log into the game every day, and you'll have the Kleber in probably 6 months. So of course you can speed that up if you have the required commanders and the ships, and if you do your daily tasks, and you can speed it up even more if you pay a little bit of extra gold for each segment. You can probably skip 2/3 of the wait then. So if you do everything you can do to speed up a bureau project, you can do it in about a month, I think. I know Priest boosted everything to get to Kleber, and I think he was one of the first people to have it. And I did the same thing when Kabarovs came out. I also boosted it as much as I possibly could. And I ended up having it before Wargaming actually handed it out for the community contributors to test. So I managed to research it faster than Wargaming gave it out. And I think it took me about a month as well, something along those lines. I can't really remember. So obviously, if you're really, really keen on a ship, there are ways to get to it. Not fast, but certainly a lot faster than just researching and waiting. So this here looks like the kill shot on the Georgia, because you can see Priest has 2 torpedo salvos running. So even if the Georgia should avoid one, it will most certainly get taken by the next salvo here. And he has a flood now, so he is not going to last long. It's just a matter of if he's going to flood out or he's actually going to get torped for the last little tiny millimeter of life there. So there's just a destroyer left now, and of course Kleber has quite decent guns. You can see it has 4 turrets, and against a Shimakaze, that's not really a fair fight. That's not exactly the best gunboat DD out there. So that's kill number 8 here, and Priest has gotten away with a Kraken, a high caliber, and a Confederate. So he's certainly done his part, and he has spotted 5 ships. No caps, because obviously this is not a domination map. So I hope you enjoyed this battle here. I certainly did. And yeah, Kleber seems like a very, very good ship. So I'll see you out there, guys.